I'm back. I'll be reading the Bible, and I will be reading from the Good News Bible. Today's English version. I'll be reading from this Bible. I'll be reading Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. Genesis introduction. The name Genesis means origin. The book tells about the creation of the universe, the origin of mankind, the beginning of sin and suffering in the world, and about God's way of dealing with mankind. Genesis can be divided into two main parts. Chapter 1 to chapter 11, the creation of the world and the early history of the human race. Here are the accounts of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, Noah and the flood, and the Tower of Babylon. 2. Chapters 12 to chapter 50. The history of the early ancestors of the Israelites. The first is Abraham, who was notable for his faith and his obedience to God. Then follow the stories of his son Isaac and grandson Jacob, also called Israel, and of Jacob's 12 sons, the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel. Special attention is given to one of the sons, Joseph, and the events that brought Jacob and his other sons with their families to live in Egypt. While this book tells stories about people, it is first and foremost an account of what God has done. It begins with the affirmation that God created the universe, and it ends with a promise that God will continue to show his concern for his people throughout the book. The main character is God, who judges and punishes those who do wrong, leads and helps his people and shape their history. This ancient book was written to record the story of a people's faith and to help keep that faith alive. Outlines of contents. Creation of the universe and of mankind, chapter 1, verse 1 to chapter 2, verse 25. The beginning of sin and suffering, chapter 3, verses 1 to 24. From Adam to Noah, chapter 4, verse 1 to chapter 5, verse 32. The Tower of Babylon, chapter 11, verses 1 to 9. From Shem to Abraham, chapter 11, verses 10 to 32. The patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, chapter 12, verse 1 to chapter 35, verse 29. The descendants of Esau, chapter 36, verses 1 to 43. Joseph and his brothers, chapter 37, verse 1 to chapter 45, verse 28. The Israelites in Egypt, chapter 46. verse 1 to chapter 50, verse 26. The story of creation. Genesis chapter 1. Chapter 1. In the beginning, when God created the universe, the earth was formless and desolate. The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the power of God was moving over the water. Then God commanded, "Let there be light," and light appeared. God was pleased with what he saw. Then he separated the light from the darkness, and he named the light day, and the darkness night. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the first day. Then God commanded, "Let there be a dome to divide the water, and to keep it in two separate places." And it was done. So God made a dome, and it separated the water under it from the water above it. He named the dome sky. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the second day. Then God commanded, "Let the water below the sky come together in one place, so that the land will appear." And it was done. He named the land earth, and the water which had come together he named sea. And God was pleased with what he saw. Then he commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of plants, those that bear grain, and those that bear fruit." And it was done. So the earth produced all kinds of plants, and God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the third day. Then God commanded, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate day from night, and to show the time when days, years, and religious festivals began. They will shine in the sky to give light to the earth." And it was done. So God made the two larger lights, the sun to rule over the day, and the moon to rule over the night. He also made the stars. He placed the lights in the sky to shine on the earth, to rule over the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the fourth day. Then God commanded, "Let the water be filled with many kinds of living beings, and let the air be filled with birds." So God created the great sea monsters, all kinds of creatures that live in the water, and all kinds of birds. And God was pleased with what he saw. He blessed them all, and told the creatures that live in the water to reproduce, and to fill the sea. And he told the birds to increase in number. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the fifth day. Then God commanded, let the earth produce all kinds of animal life, domestic and wild, large and small. And it was done. So God made them all, and He was pleased with what He saw. Then God said, "And now we will make human beings. They will be like us and resemble us. They will have power over the fish, the birds, and all animals, domestic and wild, large and small." So God created human beings, making them to be like Himself. He created them male and female, blessed them, and said, have many children, so that your descendants will live all over the earth, and bring it under their control. I am putting you in charge of the fish, the birds, and all the wild animals. I have provided all kinds of grain and all kinds of food for you to eat. But for all the wild animals and for all the birds, I have provided grass and leafy plants for food. And it was done. God looked at everything He had made, and He was very pleased. Evening passed, and morning came. That was the sixth day. The sixth day. Genesis chapter 2. And so the whole universe was completed. By the seventh day, God finished what He had been doing and stopped working. He blessed the seventh day and set it apart as a special day, because by that day he had completed His creation and stopped working. And that is how the universe was created. Oops. That's all. Bye.